my dear students. Welcome back to my class. In previous part, that is in part 1 of the common diseases in humans, we have discussed about the diseases such as malaria, common cold, typhoid, pneumonia, etc. In this part also, we will be discussing about some other common diseases in humans. So let us start. Next common disease in humans is amoebiasis. This disease is also caused by protozoan. That protozoan is called as Entamoeba histolytica. The disease amoebiasis, as the name indicates, it is caused by a protozoan known as Entamoeba histolytica. This parasite lives in the large intestine of humans. The symptoms of amoebiasis are constipation, abdominal pain, cramps, stool with excess mucus and blood clots. So these are the major symptoms of the disease amoebiasis. Constipation means problem in toilet, abdominal pain, cramps, stool with excess mucus and blood clot. So these are the symptoms of amoebiasis. Houseflies are the mechanical carriers of this parasite and they transmit the parasite from the feces of infected person to food and water. This disease spreads through contaminated food and water. Some of the home remedies for amoebiasis are to increase the fluid intake, means to drink plenty of water, to drink coconut water, have lots of garlic in the diet, oregano, Indian lilac or neem leaf, apple cider vinegar or cloves. Maintaining hygiene is very important to prevent the disease known as amoebiasis. We can prevent it by avoiding the roadside food. Next disease is ascariasis. This disease is caused by the common roundworm known as Ascaris. This is an intestinal parasite. The symptoms of this disease are internal bleeding, muscular pain, fever, anemia and blockage of the intestinal passage. So these are the symptoms of the disease known as ascariasis. The symptoms are internal bleeding, muscular pain, fever, anemia and blockage of the intestinal passage. The eggs of the parasite are released along with the feces of infected person. The eggs then contaminate the soil, water, plants, etc. A healthy person may get infected through contaminated water, vegetables, fruits, etc. Here you can see the information about Ascaris. The ingestion of Ascaris eggs from the feces. Houseflies are the major carriers of the Ascariasis. So from the feces, these houseflies they carry the eggs of the Ascariasis. Then these eggs, if we are eating the unhygienic roadside food or unclean food, then the eggs of Ascaris reach our mouth. The eggs hatch in intestine burrow. The eggs hatch in the intestines. They burrow through the gut wall and migrate to the lungs via the blood. Then the larvae break into the alveoli and travel up trachea. When these are cupped up, it is a pulmonary ascariasis. Here second step, if it reaches the intestine, it is called as the gastrointestinal ascariasis. Then the larvae pass through the stomach into the intestine for a second time where they become the adult worms. So to avoid this disease, we should maintain hygiene. Here you can see the actual picture of the worm Ascaris. How to prevent the infection of Ascaris lumbricoides? First is treatment of the individual case, treatment by the doctors, then a provision of sanitary public bath, wash and toilet facilities, media information and health education about this disease. There should be routine health checkup of children. You know that in our schools the tablets are given. Weekly a tablet is given to the students to avoid the infection of the Ascaris lumbricoides. Next disease is filariasis. Filariasis disease is caused by the filarial worm Wucheria. Two types are there, Wucheria bancrofti and Wucheria malai. The infected person slowly develops chronic inflammation of the affected organs. Generally, the sites are lymphatic vessels of the lower limbs. There is inflammation of the lower limbs. This disease is also known as the elephantiasis because the lower limbs or the legs of the patient become as giant as the legs of the elephant. So it's also known as the elephantiasis. Genital organs also get infected, resulting in the gross deformity. This disease spreads through the bite of the female mosquito vectors. Here you can see the image of the mosquito which spreads the disease filariasis. See the deformed legs of the patient of the filariasis. The legs get deformed due to the disease known as filariasis. You can see the formation of the giant lower limbs due to filariasis. Next disease is ringworm. The disease ringworm is caused by many fungi of the genera Microsporum, Trichophyton and Epidermophyton. The symptoms of this disease are dry, scaly lesions on various parts of the body such as skin, nails and scalp. The lesions are accompanied by intense itching. The lesions which are caused due to ringworm, they show the intense itching. It is unbearable itching. The heat and moisture help this fungi to grow. Thus, the fungi thrive in skin folds, such as those in the groin or between the toes. This disease spreads through soil or through contaminated clothes or even through the comb. So, you should avoid using the materials used by your friend or someone else because the disease ringworm can spread through the contaminated clothes. Even comb is also responsible to spread the disease ringworm. Here you can see the pictures, actual pictures, how these lesions appear on the various parts of the body. Here you can see it on the shoulder, on the hand, on the face. It is accompanied with the itching and that itching is unbearable. So how to get rid of ringworm? Various ways are there to get rid of ringworm. First is apple cider vinegar. It helps in reducing the impact of the ringworm from the roots. So applying apple cider vinegar may help to get rid of ringworm. Next is tea tree oil. It helps in healing the infection. The tea tree oil has antifungal property. Next remedy is garlic. Garlic helps in preventing the fungus. It is effective for the ringworm treatment. Next is olive leaf. Olive leaf helps in reducing the irritation and prevents its impact. Even papaya can also be used as a home remedy for ringworm. For this, rub freshly cut slices of raw papaya on the ringworm patches to reduce the inflammation. There are some tips for managing the ringworm. The most important tips are, first is keep the affected areas clean and dry. Second, don't wear clothes or footwear that cause you to sweat. You know that we should always prefer the comfortable clothes, mostly the cotton clothes, even footwear also. It should not cause you to sweat. You should change all of your clothes every day. You should bath daily. Then don't cover ringworm with bandage or other dressing. Next is throw away any disposable items that might have been infected. Wash hands thoroughly after touching an affected area. So these are some of the tips for managing the ringworm. Next, how to prevent these infectious diseases. The personal as well as public hygiene are important to prevent and control many infectious diseases. A person should maintain cleanliness of the body. Water, food, vegetables, fruits, etc. should be kept contamination free. Cleanliness is very important to keep away the infectious diseases. There should be proper disposal of waste and excreta. It is important for maintaining public hygiene. The water reservoirs, pools, cesspools and tanks should be cleaned and disinfected at regular intervals. The vector-borne diseases can be prevented by checking the breeding of vectors such as mosquitoes. Using mosquito repellents and mosquito nets also help for the purpose. Here we can prevent the spread of the infectious diseases by breaking the chain. We can save the life by breaking the chain of the infectious diseases. We know about the various modes of the infections. For example, a patient is there, it is a susceptible host, here is an infectious agent, so we should always wash our hands. Then means of exit should be prevented, so always we should always use the mask, keeping a safe distance or social distancing. These are some of the ways to break the chain of the infectious diseases. Nowadays we all are suffering due to the pandemic corona, so you know very well what is the importance of breaking the chain of the infectious diseases. If we have to remain safe, we should break the chain of the diseases. We should always wear the mask. We should avoid to go to the public places or crowded places. We should keep the safe distance. Social distancing is very important to break the chain of the infectious diseases. In next video, we will discuss about very important topic, immunity. Thank you.